Hello and a very warm welcome back to Dovey Plants. These boxes turned up. There's a load of soft fruit and I started opening a couple and Will was like, we need to film it. And I was like, okay, fine, that's a good idea. We'll do an unboxing video. And the first thing is I need to kind of work out how to unbox, because every kind of company will package things in different ways, and I think when I was carrying one up it started collapsing, so in a good way. Let's see if this works. Now, some of these varieties are protected by plant breeders' rights. So one of the things with the nursery is I'm making sure that whatever I'm growing is not protected by plant breeders' rights, because, no, that's not going to work. I just have to go in and get it. Because plant breeders' rights, whenever someone breeds a new variety, they get exclusive access for about 25-30 years, depending on what it is, to then sell it. So most of the things are over 30 years old. However, I've got a massive interest in honeyberries. So a lot of these are different honeyberry varieties that I have a few years to trial, and then I'd either get a license to sell them later on or just wait until they run out in like 15 years time. But part of having this wider site and all of these 7 acres and all of the agroforestry systems that we're doing is that we can experiment to see what actually grows well in this climate. And then it means, because we're going to be selling to a lot of local communities and people, we can then say with confidence that yes, this does actually work in our climate, rather than everything kind of being in the UK suited to southeast England. Well, a lot of gardeners don't live in southeast England, and we have much more difficult kind of climates. And with those difficult climates, some things do really well. Like in Scotland, Scotland is very well known for its soft fruit production. And so I'm thinking, why can't Wales be as well? So at the moment, these that I'm putting down are Saskatoon berries, smoky, which the berries are kind of like, I first came across these when I went to visit James Reed up in Tappernoth Permaculture Farm in Scotland, and they're kind of like a berry crab apple-y hybrid thing, so those are going to be interesting. And then here, this is what I was talking about with the honeyberries. Now this variety here is Boreal Beast. A couple of things people don't realise about honeyberries is that they need a pollination partner of a different variety that flowers at the same time in order to get a proper fruit crop. So it's important, if you're very often you see a lot of these nurseries and they just sell honeyberries, nondescript variety, and then people buy them and get disappointed thinking they're not very productive. They might just get a handful of berries, but it's because you need 2 different varieties. So that's like kind of a thing as well, as I think a lot of nurseries, they could be a bit better at kind of educating, because you need to make sure that the customers are going to be happy. Wow. So as you can see, there's quite a few plants. I'm just going into the last box now. I'm very interested in all of the honeyberries. We've got things like goji berries as well. So goji berries have a very nutritious leaf. I actually managed outside last year have some goji berry fruit, which is incredible. But I'm actually going to be growing them or supplying them more for people to grow them for their nutritious leaves, which is a different way of looking at things. And then this is a glorious fruit. This is a Japanese wineberry. So it's going to be really fun because I've just ordered all of the posts and stuff. We're going to be creating these long trellis systems for all these different trailing and climbing berries. That then we can treat it as a hybrid. So the top parts are going to be, well, we can use the plants for fruit. So what I want to do with this nursery is, because there's going to be a lot of soft fruit, as amongst many other things, trees, flowers, herbs, etc. But if we have lots of soft fruit, then it's an opportunity for harvesting that. The soft fruit, in the sense that the yield is a waste, but we're not going to waste it, we're going to harvest it, and it's a different product, it's something else that we can sell that adds value, and it also diversifies the income for the nursery, because just relying on 1 or 2 streams is not enough. That's why we're going to be doing in-person as well as mail order sales. So yes, this is going to be a very busy year. We'll start planting all of these out later today. So here is the unboxing. It's going to be time to plant very soon. You'll see as well there's a load of bare roots, lots of different currants in there as well. So I need to prioritise the bare roots by soaking them in water, ready for transplanting. And the thing about perennials that is so important is that whenever you invest in a perennial plant, it's an actual proper investment, because very often if you buy a tomato plant, okay, yes, you'll get some tomatoes that year, but then it dies and it's the end. Whereas perennials, they come back year after year, and it creates that resilience. They can create those much stronger root systems. They can form connections with mycorrhizal fungi, which then make them even more drought tolerant and even more healthy. And so that's why there's such a big perennial focus. And if you want to find out more about Dovey plants, then you can watch this video here, which is our little introduction to the project.